Hello, you guys. All right. So first of all, I want to say welcome to all the new people that we have here as well, because of me connecting with Team Caesar recently, I've had an enormous amount of new followers, and I just want to thank her very much for her help, helping me get over this algorithm shadow banning stuff. Girl, you are a lifesaver. Thank you so much. Today's readings, what I just want to do really quickly is just give you guys a quick basic version of who I am again, how I read, and then jump into a few messages from Spirit here. It's important that you understand who I am, how I read, and what we're all doing here, because that's how you get it. Let me try this again. That's what I mean. There's so much spirit in my head. I don't know if I'll be able to hold my thoughts straight. So just bear with me as I mumble through this first part. It's important that you understand how I read and what we're all doing here in the first place, because I'm a little different than most other psychic mediums you'll ever meet. The thing is that I didn't learn these abilities through a course. I didn't learn these abilities through, wasn't something that I tried to train for or anything like that. This is something that I have been trying to cope with, something that I have been trying to I guess just deal with in my life, as well as healing from complex trauma. People develop these gifts all the time in many different ways. Some people are born with a little bit more heightened senses than other people. Some people study that in order to be able to develop them further. Some people have been MK Ultra'd. If you don't know what that means, look it up, because that's my case. That's kind of where you go through a series of really harsh, painful experiences when you're very young. And when you do that, your brain kind of splits, that, or consciousness maybe, I don't know if it splits, it's able to go to a different place so that the trauma that is going through onto the body is not experienced by the consciousness. It is a coping mechanism for children who are in complex trauma. And so in my childhood, a very complex trauma childhood, I developed this ability, and it kept me safe for a very long time in a lot of weird ways. And in some of my previous videos, I've told stories about that. I'm not going to do that today. You can find them if you scroll back. So my life has been a series of dealing with these abilities, which make me feel like a freak, dealing with the attacks from other people who think I'm a freak, because the world is not nice when you are different. And when you talk to people that they can't see, they treat you like a little Fruit Loop. So I've had to overcome all of that in order to be up here. And I've experienced an enormous amount of attacks in many different ways, because, let me try this again. Spirit, get out of my head. There's a gentleman walking around very impatient. I don't know who he is, but he keeps coming in and out of my consciousness. He's like, hurry up. They don't care. I'm like, they do care. Shush. Hold on a sec. This is what I mean. It's like being a freak. You're in the middle of a parent-teacher conference, and all of a sudden they're talking to you and you're like, what? I didn't hear anything you said, because your father's here going like, bah, in my head. Anyway, let me try this again. So I experience an enormous amount of attacks, and I'm not great with technology as it is, because I'm surrounded by spirit all the time. Technology goes berserk every time I'm around. And so when you have somebody like me who's highly shadow banned and like stuff like that on every platform you can think of, and then you have my lack of technology at the same time, it has not just that, but here's the thing. I'll straight up tell you, I belong to a small fringe minority here in Canada, and that's a big part of why I get attacked. And if you know what I mean by that, you know. The last 2 years, I have been hated on, attacked. Literally, they pulled my page down was that last week or 2 weeks ago, in the middle of doing live readings. That's why we're here on Zoom now. And the reason for that was because in a post somebody did back in January, I made a comment on their post saying that Justin Trudeau was a pussy. And so they took me down live in the middle of Facebook and banned me for like 24 hours. And they continue to do that. Monetization is not a possibility for me. In order to do this work and be up here a few times a week, being able to give these free readings to you guys, I can't go out and have a normal job. Trust me, I couldn't work a normal job if I wanted to because there's too much spirit around. And if I work anywhere around technology, I'm going to be fired within days just so they don't have to deal with the glitches. Long story short is that in order to be up here, I can't rely on monetization. Because the social media giants won't let me. I get attacked from bots and spam so dramatically that I had to create a game called Whack-A-Troll on my free live readings on Facebook before. And they didn't like that. They said I cheated by whacking all the trolls. And that's another reason why my account got suspended for troll whacking. They want the bots to attack me. And then here's another unique thing they've been doing recently, you guys, is that people will book readings with me, private readings, a whole bunch of them. And then the day of, an hour before, they will cancel them. So then I only book 1 or 2 readings a day because it's very important that I'm able to not overwork myself so everyone gets a good reading. Can you guys please put your mutes on? I can hear somebody's background here. Who is that? Sorry, I got spirit in the back of my head. That's distracting me too. Anyway, what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say because spirit's so heavy in my head and I'm sweating like crazy. That's what I was saying, is that the reason why I'm here doing this and the reason why we have to stick together and the reason why I have a list in the first place is because I can't do this on my own. Trying to do this on my own gets me booted. People mess with me all the time, so I've created a new system where I'm going to read for the people that actually like me. Here's what I'm actually trying to say. Forgive all my blah, blah, blah. Here, let me just say this, and then I'm going to explain how I read, and we're going to get right into it. A few months ago, I almost shut THM completely down because, like I said, over the last years, I've been last 2 years, hated and shamed and trolled to high heaven, to the point that I haven't even bought a single Christmas present for my kids yet because I'm too busy trying to keep the freaking lights on. And so about a month and a half ago, maybe, I did a meditation and a prayer to God, and I said, that's it. Like, I'm just gonna have to close the doors. I can't do this on my own again. Everybody,
it has been hard for all of us to
guys,
go on with our daily.
hello, mutes, please. So anyway, I said, I'm just gonna quit this. Like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I felt so hated by the entire world. And in that message, I learned so much because God said, are you hated though? Or are you trying to love the people that are not loving you? And I was like, well, nobody loves me. And God never answers in answers. It's always in questions. And he said, is that really true? And I was like, well, what does that mean? And he goes, look down your page. You have no fans. There's nobody on your page. And I was like, no, there is. And he's like, well, why aren't you reading those people? Those are the people that love you. And I was like, well, because if I read those people, they're going to think I went and stalked them on Google or something, or looked all the stuff up on them on their Facebooks. And if I choose them, that's what they're going to think. And God said, well, is the information that you bring up in these readings things that they can Google? And I was like, not usually, no. Usually they bring up things that sometimes even people that I'm reading don't know, only their families know. And he's like, then why are you trying to love your haters into loving you? Why not try to love the people that are loving you and see the exchange of energy that comes back from that? And so since then, I was like, okay, you know what? I get it, that I've been doing this all wrong. I've been feeling attacked because I was not appreciating the people that were here and appreciating me. And I was trying to love on my haters and try to get them to love me, because that's what an abused kid does, right? They always want that. You grow up with so much hate that you just feel like the whole world hates you, that it's natural to love the people that are not loving you, but that's not natural. And I think that's why God wanted me to go through this whole ordeal publicly, because so many other people are out there dealing with complex trauma, healing from this kind of stuff from their childhood, and dealing with complex trauma right now. And it does no good for anybody if I get up here and try to pretend that I'm so perfect or hide all of my bad qualities or my bumbling around like I'm doing right now. That doesn't serve anybody, because there's nobody is perfect. And God has taught me so much about life and how to help you guys and how to help myself through the experiences that I go through. So that's what I'm up here for, because I went through so much trauma that now that I've learned how to heal that trauma, and I've learned to respect and honor and value the gifts that I've been given, not be afraid and embarrassed by them, I found fulfillment and purpose that life has never given me before. It's priceless. You can't buy that kind of fulfillment. So that's what I'm here for. And I don't want to read the people that have no idea who I am, because I want you to understand what I've had to be through, what I've had to go through in order to be here, so that when I come to you, I don't have to try to explain how I read. I don't have to try to explain the puzzle dump and all of that kind of stuff. I want you to, first of all, understand that if you're here, Spirit brought you here. Because there is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. Those things don't exist. They're words designed to make you feel separate from the all that is all around you. There is synchronicity and cooperative incidences, which is what coincidence actually means. And so Spirit groups together the people that can get the most out of these messages, even if you're not the person that I'm reading. You will hear me speaking to other people and you'll be like, wow, that sounds like it could be for me. It is. Your loved ones grouped you together here so that you would get a part of that message. And once you understand how I read and whatnot, then it's just a matter of time before you guys get a message. It's not complicated. It's you guys help me, I help you, and I'm going to keep getting up here 2 to 3 times a week, and we're going to keep doing this. So even if you don't get a reading today or tomorrow, if you are liking and sharing my stuff, you're on my list, I promise you. And it's just a matter of time until you get one. So with that being said, thank you guys all for being here. Don't mind my psychic hair. It's another thing they do to me. They make my hair go poof like this whenever there's a lot of electromagnetic energy, whatever you want to call it, in the air. So I'm going to give you guys another quick explanation on how this works for me before we get started. I know a lot of you have heard this, but we have a lot of new people here. And every 3 or 4 lives, I like to go through this again just to make sure that you guys understand how I read so that you can get the most out of these messages that are being delivered. It's very important that you keep in mind that your loved ones are not talking to me. They are talking to you, and they don't care if I understand this information or not, you guys. I am literally and simply the medium. It's like the interpreter, the person in the middle, medium. That means my job is to bring you the signs, symbols, messages, the communications that they are giving me and give them to you. And then you will know what they mean before I do, even probably. I was giving wait, hold on. See, as soon as I start getting into this speech, I get jumped by Spirit. Back up. Spirit does not have, and I say spirit, our loved ones do not have a physical body anymore to communicate with speech. They have to communicate. They are pure energy, and they communicate with the energy of the world around them. So they communicate with me. The way I pick up that energy and interpret that is through my senses: sight, touch, taste, smell, sound, whatever that might be. And then they will play things from what I call my library, which is my thoughts, feelings, and experiences. And they will show me or highlight whatever it is they need to show me or highlight to get me to say what they need me to say, so you get the message they need you to get. But you have to keep in mind that I don't know why they're telling me to say that. I'm not in your life, right? So I was giving a reading to a pregnant lady not very long ago, and her dad kept showing me salt. And I'm like, why is your dad giving you salt? And she's like, because I haven't been able to stop eating it this last pregnancy. I'm licking it right out of my hand. And that's what I mean when I say they're talking to you, not me. If I say, why is your dad giving you salt? And you go, I don't know. You tell me. You guys, we're going to be here a while and you're going to lose the messages. This is almost kind of like a giant 3-person game of charades. And this is also why I call it puzzle pieces, because the pieces that they give me are extraordinarily accurate. But how those fit together depends on what's going on in your life. And I'm not in your life. So when they give me these puzzle pieces, I'm going to try to put them together in a way that makes sense. But it's very important that if they mean something different to you, you let me know, because you're right, I'm wrong. They're talking to you, not me. The last thing I want you to keep in mind is that Spirit does not step forward with their name, address, and phone number. I wish they did that. That would make my life so much easier. But they step forward with their energy. And what I feel from that energy is what I call the love bonds or the relationship bonds. So I can feel if it's a mother figure, a father figure, a person to the side, brother, cousin, husband, something like that. But you might have 3 or 4 people on that side that match that description. You might have a dad and an uncle and a grandfather that would all be a father figure, right? So Spirit will give you the details that will help you differentiate who's speaking. Now, in groups like this, sometimes we get what's called piggybacking, which is where I'll be speaking to one father figure and then another father figure who resonates with a similar energy or similar messages. We'll jump right into that. So please be aware that if you hear somebody getting messages and it sounds like they're probably for you too, especially if that person can't understand it, oh, know that they are most definitely for you. Spirit is very multifaceted. Most messages do not mean just one thing. They have many different levels of meanings to them. So the last thing I want you to keep in mind is that they don't always step forward with their relationship energy either. Sometimes they will step forward with details that will only match one person. For example, I was giving a reading to a lady on the weekend at my group, and as I got close, all I could feel was flowers and lilacs and flowers, and her mom was a florist. So this is what I mean, that they will give me the details that will help you separate who they are or differentiate who they are. But you have to help me out because they're talking to you, not me. And if we can work together, the messages and the symbols that come through are extraordinarily accurate. And but if we don't work together, then you have to understand I'm not in your life, and I can try to guess what they mean, but it works better if we're on the same page. And you hear how I'm repeating my words now because the dead are in my head going all excited. Miranda, this is for you. I don't know who this is around you, but they've been waiting for a while. Okay, so we're gonna just start in a second here. I'm just gonna explain the puzzle dump and then we're gonna jump right in. When I come to you, we do the connection exercise. It just helps me get connected to your energy. And then I close my eyes and I give you just this big dump of information, because as we do that connection exercise, I call it the puzzle dump because it's like when you're building a puzzle. You have to dump out all the pieces of that puzzle and then organize them to figure out how they fit together. But because I'm not in your life, it's like I don't know what that puzzle is. So what I do is I explain to you all the different pieces I'm picking up, and then we go back and figure that out. So, Miranda, now I'm coming to you. I just need you to take your mute off for me. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Good, good. Are you ready to do this? Because I'm telling you, I've been ready for you for a couple of weeks.
I think so.
I was just sick, right? Because my throat is like killing me. The second I came to you, can you hear it in my voice even? You hear my voice changing? You just messaged me that you guys were sick, didn't you?
Yeah.
Spirit, I don't want to sound like Kermit. Stop it. Okay, let's do this so that we can validate and I can get through this energy here. Ready? Okay, both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, well, it is you that was sick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because here we go. The puzzle dump. I have two people coming forward holding hands. That's my symbol that they were married or together here in the physical world. There's definitely a grandmother figure that is stepping forward with an enormous amount of nurturing. And I kind of giggled there. I'm like, oh, you were definitely sick because she's feeding you chicken soup. And there's something about teasing you about making your own chicken soup. Maybe you should learn how to make your own. I don't know what that means yet. I don't know why she's teasing you about that yet. I'm not quite in your life. It's on one side of the family. Do you have both grandparents on the other side, hun?
I have a few grandparents on the other side. Yeah.
So somebody's cutting off my breath here as I'm doing this. It's not just you. So this is what I mean when I say they give you the details to help you differentiate who's speaking. So the grandparents that I have coming forward would both be married or together in the physical world. It could even be great grandparents, because when you said I have grandparents on the other world, I saw three people. I saw two and then one underneath of them.
Mm-hmm.
So on one side of your family, do you have just the grandfather that's on the other side?
I have a great grandfather, a great grandmother, and then my grandma.
Okay. So this is grandma coming through with her with her parents. And let me tell you, your grandma is very, very nurturing, very like feeding you chicken soup, telling you, she's scolding you in the most loving way ever possible, telling you you need to work on your cooking skills a little bit. And I'm like, because she's like, you'll heal so much faster with chicken soup. We had old-fashioned remedies that worked really good. But she's definitely trying to help you guys heal. She's showing me the body scan, which is my symbol for more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. And then she steps out of that like she's slipping out of a wet bathing suit. She's showing me the mobility and that there's a sense of confusion before I pass, then the holding of the hand. See, she's going really fast. I don't know if I don't know exactly what she's talking about here. Let me say this again. Body scan, so more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. I feel like everything kind of goes really fast, or I'm kind of dizzy at the end, but I'm aware that people are with me when I cross over. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. My great grandmother had family around her when she went. I wasn't able to make it.
You understand the lack of mobility or the pain throughout the body before she went?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But this is your great grandmother, so you
Yeah.
must have known her then, because they come
Mhm.
through usually only like this strongly when they know you.
Yes, I knew her.
And this is her daughter that she has with her underneath of her, your
Yeah.
grandmother.
Yeah.
Because the grandmother figure, let me tell you, she's a spitfire. She just does this. She snaps her fingers, which is my symbol for sudden, unexpected, or traumatic passing, like very quickly.
Yeah.
And she's cutting off my breath. You understand that?
Yeah, she was in a car accident.
So it's important that I understand that, because the thing about the dead is that they don't show me they're passing from our perspective. They show me they're passing from theirs. And your grandma has gone through an elaborate um an elaborate attempt to show me, oh, see, do you hear my voice coming back now? Because this is what they do. They show me they're passing from their perspective. And especially in a situation like this, we think, now, can you hear my voice, the difference in my voice now that we figured out where that was coming from? Because as soon as you said she passed in a car accident, she's like, I didn't suffer. I couldn't breathe. And then I was on the other side. It was that quick. Do you understand that? Do you hear my voice? Everybody here saw that. I can't make that up. I can't go from like sounding like Kermit to having my voice back in 2 seconds. That's her wanting, now that she's got that validation through letting you know that she is safe and at peace on the other side. And the reason why she's coming through so strongly with her parents is because their soul came to collect her. And then when I say that, the interesting part about this is that I see the VHS tape. Now, the VHS tape is where they can utilize time. They can go back to the past, the present, the future at any point that they wish. Do you understand that? Was one of her parents still here when she passed?
Yes, her mom.
I thought
My
so.
great grandmother.
Because that's what, oh, I got chills right now because your great grandma went back and experienced that crash on the other side because I can feel the trauma that that caused to her, like thinking that your grandma suffered in the way that she did. Please know that they're together on that side. They're so excited about Christmas right now, let me tell you. And all I hear is grandpa, 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 grandpa. That's why I thought that it was a grandfather stepping forward. I see the heart going around everybody and coming together. The heart is my symbol for healing and coming together. And then I'm seeing distance or space. Is grandpa a distance or space away? He's still here, right?
No.
He's on the other side?
Yeah. My great grandfather is on the other side.
Not great grandfather. Grandpa.
Um,
This is getting juicy now. I don't mean that in a bad way. That's grandma coming through. I meant to say complicated.
my grandpa, my grandmother's husband is still here. Yes.
And that's who you would consider your grandfather,
Yeah. I haven't seen him for a while though.
which would be the distance or space. Remember, this is why I call them puzzle pieces and say they're talking to you, not me. She said, grandpa, 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 grandpa. And then she showed me distance or space. You understand? And she's also showing me the reconnection and the heart. And I see the white blanket going over his shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody that has health or stress issues. It's interesting because, again, she's emphasizing the heart thing. I don't know if they were separated or just going through a challenging time before she passed or what that means. But the heart is, again, my symbol for healing. And she keeps emphasizing that she's waiting for him to get over there because they're going to have healing together.
Oh.
Mom. Is this mom's side of the family?
Nope, my dad's side.
Okay, so I'm going to mom's now because somebody's screaming mom at me. But my nose is starting to get really itchy, which is a sign of disfigurement or a sign that I didn't look in death the way I did in life. Both her parents are still here in the physical world.
Yeah. But my husband's mother is on the other side.
That would be the mother figure I have coming through. Because I went to your side. I'm like, I hear mom, but I don't feel your mom gone. So I'm like, who the heck is this? That makes sense to me. Do you understand the disfigurement? The feeling of like my body didn't look the way it was supposed to when I passed?
I think so. Yeah. I actually have not met her.
That's what you think. They're all around you. They see everything. She's showing me dishes. Do you have her dishes? What is with the dish?
Yeah, I think so. I think we have quite a few of her dishes.
She knows. She's like, see, I've been watching you for a while. And I feel her love bonds with those dishes, just so you know. Okay, slow this down. There's some definite grief or anxiety around her passing because the energy becomes very distorted. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
She's showing me the rose-colored glasses, which is my symbol for when I see things differently on that side than I did when I was here in the physical world. And she's showing me the life review, which is where they have to view their life through everybody else's eyes. And then she shows me the Care Bear stare, which is where they're like loving you, like enormously sending love to you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And she's overemphasizing, I love you, and I love my boy. I love you, and I love my boy. They usually overemphasize something like that if they didn't say it enough. Either that was her personality and she walked around saying, my boy, this is my boy, I love him so much. Either that was their relationship or she didn't say it enough because she's overemphasizing that I love you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
She keeps talking about a new house or something.
Yeah, we moved into a new house like 5 years ago now.
But is this like your dream house? Because she looks up and she's like, mwah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's what we wanted for sure.
Well, who do you think helped you with that? She's like, you think you don't know me, but I've been behind the scenes helping you with stuff the entire time. Oh, that's interesting. So about the house, she goes, the house and then the baby, both I helped with.
No.
So I want her to explain though. So the house, when they show me that they help with something, you can usually feel their influence because things will happen easier. They'll just kind of flow like the river's taking you. Do you know what I mean? Is that how the house kind of came about?
Mm, I'm not sure. My husband's supposed to be here for this reading right now.
Oh, don't worry, it'll be recorded. Um, he's the one that did most of the finances and stuff with this.
Yeah.
No wonder she's coming through so strong. If he's in the room, she's like not having it. She's like, since when is he camera shy?
He's not in the room. He's not even here right now, actually. But he called me like not too long ago and apologized that he wasn't going to make it probably for the reading.
You know what, honey? I can feel his soul. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Because I know this is weird, but this is just the way it is for me. I don't know why it happens like this, but it does. Even when somebody gets a tarot reading from me and I record it, I'm recording it now and they're going to watch it in the future. But I still make them do the connection exercise with me because even though they're watching it in the future, I can feel it now because there is really no such thing as time. So your husband is watching this in the future and I can feel his energy in the present as if he's here right now. And his mom is showing me how proud she is of the man that he's become. And she needs him to know that she has watched over so many different events
A long time.
in years of his life.
Maybe after dinner.
Can you put your thank you. Has she been gone like 10 years, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because she's taking me back some time. Do you have 2 or 3 kids? Because I see 2 plus 1.
3.
I thought so. And here's the thing. Did you lose a child and then have one? And
Yeah.
that was in between the 2 and the 3?
Nope. I recently lost a baby. Well, I had a miscarriage in October of 2020.
And you haven't had any more children since then?
No.
Are you trying? Have you thought of this? Because I'll tell you, this soul is like, hello, I'm here. Hello. And here's the thing. When you say that, what I feel from this is a soul trying to come into your world, but we ultimately have free will. So sometimes when we have a miscarriage or an abortion, what the reason for that is that, and I think this is where you guys are, we have 3 kids, we're done, no more. Then you get pregnant. And it's like, okay, we're going to have a baby. All right, I'll have a baby. Here the baby comes, and then you lose the baby. But if you had continued with that pregnancy, that child would have been kind of wanted, like almost a tolerated feeling, you know what I mean? But if you lose that child, now all of a sudden you're like, but I want a baby. And then you choose the baby, and then the baby comes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sometimes a soul will let you know that they're there. And that doesn't mean, and here's the thing, for anybody that says, but I don't want a baby, now I'm feeling guilty because I'm not going to be able to bring this soul through. Nah, don't worry about that. If a soul is meant to be in your life, they will find a way.
Yeah.
They will find a way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be through your womb. So this is a sign to you that there is another soul that is trying to enter your life, one way or another.
Wow.
She's giving you the rose as she's pulling her energy back. She wants you to know, oh, this is his mom a little bit coming through with the.
Oh, he just literally just got here.
Does not surprise me. All I can
Wow.
hear is my boy, my boy, my boy, my boy. Is he wearing a baseball hat right now?
Yeah.
I can't see him, but I can feel his energy. Hi.
Hey, how are you? We're doing good.
Good. Your mom is a talker, let me tell you.
Yes.
She didn't care if you were here or not. She was passing on messages. She wants to validate something about the house. You were the one that took care of buying your new house?
Yeah, partially. Yeah, me and my father, yes.
There you go. Okay. Because when spirit helps you with something in your life, they do it in a way that kind of makes you feel like you're going with the flow, like it just happens really easy and really whoosh. Your mom kept showing me the house and she kept saying, "Who do you think helped with that?" It feels like there was something was stuck and then all of a sudden, whoosh, it flows like easy peasy and everything lines up. Is that how the house kind of experience went?
Well, I would say like my mom's been passed away for several years, right? So 2002. So yeah,
But
it's
the
quite
house
some
that you're
time.
living in now, the buying of this house.
Yeah, it went pretty smoothly.
Oh yeah, I know everything. Well, there's a couple of hiccups, but
That's what
like
I'm saying. I go say it again. She said it was like a little bit stuck. Then she came in and had her energy and influence and helped you out. And then everything flowed like you were just flowing with the river and it was just easy peasy.
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, once we got past some hurdles, but
That was your mom. She's like, "You don't have to go through hurdles anymore. Just could you include me in your life, please? Because I'm not dead. I don't want to be dead. I've been gone long enough. I don't want to be dead. And if you treat me like I'm dead, then I can't help you. But if you ask me to help you with stuff, then I can move things in your world to align you with what you've asked for." So if you say, then like when you're buying a house and you say, "All right, mom, I need a 3-bedroom house in this neighborhood, this price, blah, 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 blah," and you are very specific about what you want, she's going to align those things in your world in a way that will be like you don't even have to try. And when she does that and you have asked her for help and then you see help arrive, then you feel her presence in your world.
that's right for sure. I
Does
agree.
that make sense?
Yeah, totally does. What did I miss?
Pardon?
What did I miss? You
You
guys,
missed a bunch, and now she's just going a mile a minute.
yeah, there's been a long time coming. I've kind of wanted to maybe even come see you in person one day. There's a lot of
Well, what?
unanswered questions I have.
See, here's the, well, that those questions would probably have to be done in a private setting. They won't say those kinds of things in a big public setting, right? But what they do like to do is give you validations to let you know that they are there for sure. And
Yeah.
what I love about what she did is that she was telling your wife that your wife said, "I didn't ever get to meet her," and she's like, "That's what you think," and she starts giving her details and stuff. And when you walked in, she's like, "My boy, my boy, my boy," and she grabbed your hat and pulled it down. And so I
Okay.
asked your wife, I'm like, "Is he wearing a hat?" She's like, "Yeah." Your mom is with you. She's watching you. She sees everything that's going on. And the important thing she said was she showed me the rose-colored glasses, which is my symbol for when they see things differently on that side than they did here in the physical world. And she kept showing me the life review, which is where she views her life through everyone else's eyes. She needs you to know that she sees things differently. And then she kept saying, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you." And I'm like, okay, either she was the type of person that always said that to you, or she didn't say it enough because they overemphasize something if they didn't say it enough or if that was their presence. Does that make sense?
Oh, for sure it does. Yeah, you bet.
And who had the birthday that just passed or is coming up? Because she wants to leave you with the rose, which is my sign for birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year.
My birthday was in October, mid-October. Our other close friend Joseph's was just yesterday.
Yeah.
And he had passed away recently 2 years ago. That could be a connection there for sure.
Well, that's the guy. It's funny that you say that because before your mom came in, there was a soul here that was making my nose go absolutely crazy with disfiguration. I was trying to place him. As soon as you mention this person, my nose starts going nuts again. So how did that person pass? Because as soon as you mention that name, my face goes crazy and I get sudden, unexpected, or traumatic passing.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
was in a collision just close by our house and rear-ended, then head on with a semi. So that would
Terrible.
explain.
Yeah.
The disfiguration feeling.
Yeah.
And it was just his birthday recently?
Yesterday.
That's the rose that I keep seeing.
Yeah.
He's cussing. I'm not using those words.
Yeah.
He's like, "How's he gonna know it's me if you don't use my language?"
Right.
He's showing me his muscles. Was he like tough? Like, was he strong?
His attitude more so. Yeah.
As far as your friend goes, it feels like, has it been like, did you say 2 years?
Yes, 2 years in October. Yeah.
I don't know if he left kids here or if somebody in the family had kids after him, but he's validating kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a family of three kids as well that he unfortunately had to leave behind, but very close to his kids for sure.
Hmm. I'm gonna let him pull his energy back because this is a public thing and I don't trust myself. I'm gonna use his language because it's going through my filter. But he's very much validating that he's with you. And as he's pulling his energy back, he's giving you a tool set. I don't know what was with the tools.
Yeah, could be a lot of reasons there, but
Do you
yeah,
work with tools?
yeah, we like I'm a pipe fitter by trade, but yeah, definitely me and him are always wrenching on something, right? Whether we're
Mhm.
fixing brakes or doing something. Yeah, me and him are always at it. So
So know that when you do those things, he's right beside you and he's still loving it when you do those things. When you are feeling the joy of doing those things, he can feel, what you feel. So he's like, go fix something, would ya?
yeah.
Feels like it's been a bit since you actually got your hands dirty, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that makes a lot of sense. And you know what? That does. Yeah. He was always the guy to jump in on a project, whether you asked him or not. He'd unload a truckload of bricks for you if, without even asking him to, right? He was just that guy that's always involved. So that makes a lot of sense that he would drop a line like that for sure.
So please know he still is involved. I tell you, they don't like to be thought of as dead because if you think that they're dead and gone, you stop asking them for help. And just because they can't help you physically doesn't mean they can't help you. He's like, okay, so maybe I can't load the truck with you, but guess what I can do? I can get you 50% off the truck. So make sure you still ask his help. He will
For
show
sure.
up.
You
And then he
bet.
thanked you for the cheers. I don't know if you just cheersed him for his birthday or what this is, but he's definitely thanking you for that.
Yeah.
Your mom's funny. She's like, he took all my time, but I love you. I'm here. Okay.
Yeah. Put her through hell and back when I was younger, but now I'm sure she's looking down quite proud, like
That's all she's been saying the whole time. How proud she is of you. My boy, my boy, my boy. That's all we've heard.
mhm.
And how she helped with the house and she wants to help with so many more things. Did you guys not get a Christmas tree yet?
Not yet.
Because
It's
she's
coming.
cutting one down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was out for a drive today looking though. I was definitely thinking about it.
She can hear your thoughts. She's pure energy. So this is why she's bringing this example up because as she's pulling her energy back, she just finished telling you that she can help with stuff and she wants you to ask for her help. Not because you can't do it on your own, but because when you ask for her help, you're going to find the perfect tree. And when you find the perfect tree, you're going to know that she brought it to you. And for the entire Christmas season, you're going to feel your mom's presence in your living room. And when you get around that Christmas tree Christmas morning, you're going to feel her soul with you.
For
Does that
sure.
make
Yeah.
sense?
It was a big deal in our household. Yeah. Setting the
Cutting
tree
the
up.
Christmas tree down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So she's not missing out on that. I'm telling you right now, she's not missing out on that.
No.
All right, I'm gonna let her pull her energy back. I hope that that was helpful, you guys.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you so much.
You're
You
welcome,
bet.
hun.
Thank you.
All right, who am I gonna read for? I'm telling you, there's a lot of Christmas trees in my head right now. Wendy Megan, you're here. I've been trying to get to you for a couple of weeks, but we just seem to missing each other. So let's go to you. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your last name properly, Megan or Megan. I'm not exactly sure. Hello.
It's actually my middle name.
Okay, so it's Megan.
Yes, Megan. It's
See,
just what I
last
go by
name.
on Facebook. My
The
last
last
name's
name-
actually Fox.
Okay. You
Yeah.
can just never tell with some people. I'm bad at names anyway.
No, I just don't like to have my last name because I don't know, it's just too easy to search. So I just like to keep it simple and have people that I know on my friends list and, you know.
I'm a little jealous. I'm all over everywhere. I deal with it
Yeah.
all. It's okay. Okay. You got some impatient people. Let me tell you. Who do you want to? Is there somebody you want to focus on, or just anybody?
Honestly, anybody, to be honest. There is a few people in mind, but I don't want to get specific just in case they get jealous of the other person got called or whatever. So I'm not gonna.
Okay, let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor.
Yeah.
I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, are you ready for the puzzle dump?
I am.
Keep my eyes closed for a minute. It's easier for me to see them this way. I feel like I have two souls that passed before we would think of as their time. There's a bit of piggybacking. It could be just one, but I'm feeling like it's more than two. Now, when I say past, weird, I heard that come out of my mouth. I was thinking, I feel like it's more than one, but it came out more than two. So that could mean something. I'm not sure yet. Slow this down. Holy, they're so strong in my head. It's not even funny. Somebody else is making me feel a little bit of confusion. There's two people over here holding hands. That's my symbol that they're married or together here in a physical world. I feel like I got a grandma figure coming forward that had some confusion or dementia or stroke, Alzheimer's, something like that.
You just nailed it. Yeah, you just said it.
She's competing with these younger energies. She's like, oh, you guys think you're going first. I don't freaking think so. And she's
yeah,
like,
that would be her.
I can make her so confused with my energy, she won't feel yours. Ha ha. And that's what happened.
That's my grandma.
This lady is a spitfire, I will tell you. She's dressed all in yellow. Why is she in yellow?
I don't know.
That's very weird. Like, she's all in yellow. They don't always show me colors very often, but she's telling me that she looks like a sunflower. What the heck? She's showing me sunflower.
Did she have I think she had sunflowers in her backyard when I was a kid.
Let me tell you, that's how she wants
She had
you
like
to...
a little flower area in her backyard, and I'm almost positive there were sunflowers in there.
She's
So she
coming
loves to do the garden.
like a giant sunflower. When I asked in my head, I've never seen anybody come through like a sunflower. Why would you say that? She's like, then she starts playing the song, I am the sunshine of your life. You know that song?
Yeah.
She's your biggest supporter on that side, I'll tell you. She's already putting on the cheerleading costume. She's not telling me how I said she's not telling me how she died. She's like, what are you, deaf? Hello?
She's a spunky lady.
Yeah. I feel like I'm getting my ass kicked.
I'm sorry.
Oh, good.
She was great. I promise she's a nice lady.
She's fun, I'll tell you that. But she don't take no guff from no one, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
How proud she is of you. And then I see this, which is my sign for the quitting of an addiction. Now, there's all types of different addictions. It doesn't not necessarily have to be a substance. But she's showing me like the last 2-3 years, I see darkness, which is my symbol for challenge, and then walking you through that challenge. It's not an accident in the order that these readings come in and these messages come in. And I just finished explaining to the last people how your loved ones will breadcrumb you to what you've asked for, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what she's doing in your life, big time. Do you understand the getting through the darkness and the challenge and this growth the last couple of years?
1,000,000,000%. She's onto something. Yeah.
Well,
100%.
this is why she's saying that she's the sunshine in your life right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're starting to experience more happiness than you've allowed yourself for a long time. It's like you're doing a similar thing as me. You were trying to love the haters in your life for far too long, right?
Yeah.
Stop trying to love those haters. Because when you invest in the people that love you back, life gets miraculous.
Yeah. I was actually sorry, but I was actually like really loving that, what you were saying at the beginning of that, because I really felt it for myself. So anyways.
That's why you see how they thread that in. And it's important that you even said that for all the other people that are watching who go, oh, I resonated with that. I resonated with that. As you can see, it was meant for you too. And it's meant for every single one of you that are resonating with that.
For sure.
Before she lets these younger souls come through, do you understand the dog that she has on that side?
Yeah.
Because she shows me this. I feel like this is her baby. Did she have a dog or who's
Did.
this is like her baby? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Molly.
They
Loved her.
are together on that side. She's like, for eternity, we're never going anywhere. She's my spirit guide. You can't have her.
Yeah. I didn't know her very well because I was very young when she had her, but I heard my grandma just absolutely was obsessive of her. So that is not surprising.
Please know she's safe and at peace on the other side. She didn't like the way I said that. She's safe and at peace in the present, just in an energetic form, and she wants to be alive. She's not dead. She
Yep.
wants to be an interactive part of your life, and if you don't let her, she's going to haunt you until you start talking to her. Because you're either going to let her in your life or you're going to say, Grandma, stop it, please. Either way, she's getting talked to. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I think about her all the time. So I know that she's like like around me and on my mind and stuff. So that's encouraging.
Okay, so these other two people are standing here like, hello, do we get to say anything? Hello. So here's what I love about what your grandma just did. These two souls that I can feel here, I can feel the distorted energy around them, the pain and the grief, because they pass before we think of as their time. And when there's that kind of distorted energy around somebody's soul, then it usually makes it harder for me to get to, because distortion will distort the pain and grief distorts the energy field like water distorts sound. So you can still hear, it just sounds muffled, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So what your grandma did is she came in and raised the energy up with such humor that I can hear them so clearly.
Oh,
There's
that's good.
souls on that side that pass before we think of as their time. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Are they both males?
Yeah.
Thought so. Okay. They feel like they passed in different ways, and I do feel some distance or space between them. So I don't know if they exactly knew each other. I'm not sure what that distance or space means. I know they know each other on that side. One of them, see, they're so close together, and I'm not sure how to explain this, but one of them is making me really sick. I don't know if this is drugs, alcohol, something like that, an overdose of some kind, because substances, when I feel them energetically, because I'm highly allergic to like alcohol and stuff, it makes me really nauseous and sick. But sometimes I will feel that from like cancer and stuff. You just never know. They make me feel they're passing from their perspective. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Who is this to you that I'm describing?
Just a friend, I would say, like just a good friend of mine.
Was this overdose that he passed from?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a feeling of sadness, like I let people down, because I feel like he promised somebody that he would never do it again. And he's talking about keeping it hidden a little bit and not telling anybody that this was happening again.
Yeah.
And so when it happened, they were all shocked, because he's showing me that he cleaned himself up, his life got better, and then it was like life was so good that I thought I could handle just a little bit. And then I'm
Yeah.
on the other side and it feels like I was robbed. But now he's like, it's my own damn fault. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But the other person passed traumatically as well. I taste blood, but I get a bit of dizziness around their soul. So I'm not sure what that means. When I taste blood, it doesn't always necessarily mean there was blood. It just means trauma to me. The other person that passed before we think of as their times, I'm also hearing daddy's hands around the soul. So that means I don't know if they were a father, if they're on dad's side. I'm not exactly sure. Who's the other young soul that's here?
Honestly, they're both friends, like good friends of mine. So that's the best way to explain it, to be honest. But yeah, the one was a dad. He had I think 4-year-old when he passed. So
I
had a
can,
son.
and as you say that, I get goosebumps up and down my entire body. He's not even going into details about how he passed. He's like,
Mhm.
he just needs everyone to know that he's okay on the other side, and he's thanking
Okay.
him for that opportunity.
Okay.
Your grandma's like, see why they're downers. I didn't want them to say their thing. I'm trying to make everybody laugh here. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's my grandma. Oh yeah.
Did you
She's
smoke
great.
as well, hun?
Sorry,
Did she smoke?
did she?
I don't think it's her,
No.
but I feel like there's smoke all around her. So she's with the smoker. I don't know if this is her husband or her brother, but there's somebody that she's with to the side that is smoking his face off.
Oh, that could be her brother. I believe he was a smoker. I was very young when he passed, so I'm not very familiar, but he used to take me out as a kid and give my mom a break and stuff. So I am familiar with him, but I'm almost positive he was a smoker. I'm just so young. I was so young, I can't remember.
That's why Spirit, when we're doing recorded messages from Spirit like this, it happens all the time. Spirit will
Yeah.
give you messages that you can't even totally validate, but your family can, so that when
Yeah.
they hear these readings, they know that I can't make this stuff up. I can't.
Mhm.
And this is what I was saying in the beginning when I said that God asked me, when I said, well, I can't read the people I choose. They'll think that I like stalked them or Googled them or something. And God had said, well, is the information brought through things you can Google? You can't Google that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'm even on Google. So
And this soul loves you. Let me tell you, this man loves you. Was he like your godfather?
he was my dad's godfather.
There you go. Because this is why he looks over your entire family still. When you said my dad, he put the white blanket around dad's shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody that has health or stress issues. And then he took me distance or space. Is your dad somewhere a distance away from you?
Right now, yes, he's in Florida. Just for a couple of weeks to get away because he needs a break from stress. So
that's what I mean.
it's
They're
crazy.
watching you. They're not gone. They're
Yeah.
still here. Please know how proud they are of you for the changes that you've made in your life. And your grandma just wants you to know that she's a force to be reckoned with. And
Oh
that
yeah.
if you don't understand that she's there, then you can't utilize a force of love and power in your life that trust me, you would want to utilize. If she's here in the physical world, she is a force of positivity and love in your life, right?
Oh, for
But
sure.
not here in the physical, but she's still here, essence, soul wise, and you can still experience her energy and conscious communication. It's just slower than the physical communication. You have to kind of put your message out there and wait for them to line up the answer. It's definitely slower, but they will line it up every single time.
Awesome.
She said that she's going to help with the turkey this year. Are you cooking the turkey this year?
No, my sister-in-law is, though. We're for the first time giving my dad a break because he always cooks it, and we're giving him a break, and my sister-in-law are taking over Christmas this year. So
Oh, goodness sake, grandma is like, please know I'm in your head. You need some help with this. I'm making sure I'm helping with this. Like,
yeah,
Lord, let them know I'm here.
that's crazy. That's
Don't
awesome.
forget the deviled eggs.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot about those. That's crazy.
She's like, see, I got your back, girl. I got your back.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. For sure.
They're pulling their energy back, hun.
Of course, no problem.
I hope that was helpful.
I'm just so glad I heard from her. She's an angel, honestly. Like, I know I'm saying that because she is one right now, but she was on Earth too. And I miss her greatly. So it was such a special moment to hear from her just now. I'm super grateful.
So am I. I very much enjoyed her energy. Thank you for sharing her with us.
Thank you. I'm glad she wasn't too much for you.
Oh gosh, I like when they have personality. The boring ones are boring.
For sure.
And I don't get all of that sometimes. I'm dealing with a lot of grief, right? So sometimes they can be really harsh. So I love the humor in them.
Oh yeah, that's her. That's my side of the family. My dad's side of the family. That's definitely from her, and her kids all got that. They're all comedians and stuff. We all laugh at family gatherings, but she started that for sure. So yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Okay, Jen, I'm coming to you. Yes, I said your name. I know it's been a few months since I've read for you. And you're probably not expecting to get read today, but you are one of my most loyal supporters. I appreciate your presence so freaking much. And when we're on this humorous energy,
How are you?
your friend kind of fits right in.
Now I can't hear you.
Can't hear me.
Oh, there you are, hon.
Okay. I was saying, I know that you're probably not expecting for me to read for you right today because I read for you just a few months ago, but
Oh, yeah.
your friend here that's on the other side, his energy very much matches that other lady's grandma's energy that was really funny and really, you know what I mean, bouncy. He's like, that's my cue. You can feel me now. Hey, you think you're going to get away from me? I'll haunt you. And when they say that to me, I'm like, and don't threaten to get your loved ones to haunt me, guys. Please don't do that because they do that to me. Okay, let's pass on some messages here. Are you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Okay. Just need you to sit for me. Perfect. All right. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay. You're married, right, Jen?
Correct.
Okay. This puzzle dump.
Recently.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I'm like, interesting. Okay, anyway, I'll tell you how this puzzle dump is coming through. First thing is I felt this young man's soul, and I do remember that you have a very close friend on the other side that always comes through, feels like your brother, your best friend every time I read for you. Then I see your husband when I say that, and I hear him say marriage, and I'm like, okay, you're married, right? And then you're like, recently, so that makes sense. But there's also a mother figure coming in, and now I remember this guy, but I don't remember the mother figure. I think it's a grandmother figure, actually. I'm going up. I don't know if this is dad's side. I do go distance or space, and then my throat hurts. So there was a breathing issue before I passed. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Yes. My dad's side
That's
died of a heart attack.
your grandma did?
Yeah.
That would make sense. So she's stepping through today now. She's like, he always takes the credit. Not today. His humor helped bring her. See, they learn from each other because the way that last reading went, that lady's really positive energy brought through the energy with the people that had the grief around them. So your friend just did that to bring through your grandma because you had more grief or anxiety around grandma's passing. It's harder for me to hear her all the time. She's baking a lot of cookies. Here's the thing. It's Christmas time, so your loved ones come through and all they want to do is talk about Christmas stuff. She's baking cookies. And the weird thing, this is why I started laughing when I did your puzzle dump. I heard somebody shout, dance party, and I saw everybody dancing. Did you guys just dance around your living room, or what is that?
My son had a dance party at his daycare class the other day, but
That's specific. So, but when you say your son, he's little, hey? Like daycare, obviously, but I'm seeing like 4 or 5.
yes.
How old is he?
I have a 3-year-old, and then I have the 3-year-old is the one who had the little dance party.
You know what's interesting is the last time he came through, he was talking about like cannonball and stuff. That was him. And it was about your kids as well.
Yeah, and that was one about my oldest one that he was actually close with.
That ding, ding, ding. I'm like, what? In my head, I asked him, why do you keep talking about the kids? Like, why you come through with validations about the kids every time? And he's like, because this time he's bringing stuff up about the little ones because he wants you to know he's watching over all of them, not just the one he was close with, all of them. Grandma's like, that's nice. Cookies. Have you baked recently? Have you been thinking of baking? Because
My son asked me, I picked him up from daycare and he said, Mommy, let's go home and bake cupcakes.
That's your grandma. In his head, your son's a bit of a medium. He's picking up those influences. See, the dead, when they speak to you, they sound like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. Your thoughts are energy. They're an invisible energy that nobody else can see, but you feel. And so when they communicate with us, it's in thought form. So we might think that's our thought, but it's not. Your loved ones are very much watching over your kids. Slow this down. Okay, hold on. Slow that down. I got some confusion coming through, and I don't know if I don't think I'm switching. I might be. There's somebody coming through with an immense, it feels like somebody here in the physical world. Is somebody here in the physical world starting to have signs of dementia, Alzheimer's, confusion of some sort?
My husband and I joke around that his mom just recently, she's just a little bit silly. And we say she has Alzheimer's, or she's losing her mind. She's forgetting stuff.
Oh my gosh, stop saying that. First of all, you have to understand that your words have power. When you speak them, you are speaking them into the ether of the world, and you can create what you are speaking, and it will pull right back to you. So if you say those words about somebody, you can actually, you know what I'm saying. Not that you're going to cause her to have Alzheimer's.
No, it's
anything,
funny
but
you said that, because I've been a little bit of a witch lately, and I know I've been using some not nice words, and I'm sure I've said some things to people that I know I wouldn't appreciate, and I've been feeling guilty about it. So you just saying that just puts everything into perspective.
if you don't mind, I want to talk about that for a second, because there's a lot of people right now going through this experience where we've been, like, even myself, I've going through huge betrayal trauma, right? People betray us, they hurt us, and then we want to hurt them back. And we're like, yeah, well, you suck, you little beep, 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 right? And the thing is, when we say those words come back and hurt us, not them, unfortunately.
Right.
It's like holding a hot potato and expecting other people to get burned. Thinking those thoughts, or wait, let me rephrase. Your feelings are just manifested thought. They're a deeper vibration of your thought. It's emotion equals energy in motion. The thought is an energy. Those people are assholes. Goes to your heart. Now you feel people being assholes, and that energy goes out into the world as you ordered from the restaurant of life. And the restaurant of life hears, she wants assholes. Give her more assholes. Here you go. Boom, boom, boom. So every time you speak those words, you're going to get more assholes. You know how I learned this? Traffic. My kids used to say, my mom's all love, light, and peace until you get her behind the wheel, and then she's a big bag of beeps.
Yep.
And then everywhere I went, I had traffic issues. So now I found ways to curse for people in really positive ways, and they don't know I'm cursing them, and neither does the universe. I look at them and I go, dear Lord, please bless this soul. They need so much help right now. Now I can handle that coming back to me. That's so funny that your friend's like, exactly, teach her how to insult people the right way.
I'm working on it.
Please know that he's still with you. He's watching over your babies, and your grandma's watching over you guys. And she's really proud of this growth, because now when we talked about that hot potato, I call that hot potato bitterness, resentment, frustration, guilt, all of those things, right? And it feels like you were holding that for a while. And over the last year, I see it getting less hot and less hot and less hot. And they are so proud of you for that. And they want you to know that because of that, there is so many blessings coming into your world. He's showing you a car, and he put a big white or a big red ribbon around the car. Did you just get a car? Are you thinking of getting one?
I didn't, but just after he passed, I bought a brand new car, and he always shopped with me when it came to cars, and my husband, and I know he sees the car, but he wasn't with us when we bought it.
That's funny. He's not only does he see the car, he's in the car. Does it have like tint on the back windows or something? He's getting it tinted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got some tints on the back. Not just like stock, not too dark, it's all right.
He's like, it'll do. It's not cool enough, but it'll do.
Fair enough.
Aw. They're kind of pulling their energy back, hon. It feels like he just wanted to pop in, let you know that they're there, give you that little piece about how to cuss at people in a positive way so that you can not have to receive any more consequences of your own words, right?
Yep, that's it. I just continue with that growth over the year, and just that's, I think, why I was a little bit disappointed with myself, sort of thing, right? Just so it was good to hear
Don't
that.
be disappointed with yourself, though. Listen to me. When we make a mistake or when we notice that we have a habit that's not serving us, if you're disappointed with yourself, you can't get from disappointed, no matter how disappointed you are with yourself, you can never get to happiness and joy and positivity from disappointment. You have to find a different way to look at that. And I want to tell you this. The only way that you can get from where you are to where you want to be is through a series of misfortunate events, is through a series of mistakes. Because it's like when you go to college, you don't just go to college and they say, okay, come back at the end of the year, we'll give you your degree. You have to be trained. You have to write essays. You have to put in your blood, sweat, and tears. You have to make mistakes and then do better on the next one. That's how we grow and that's how we learn. And here's the thing. If God told you that in order to get from where you are to where you want to go, it was going to cost this many mistakes. If he had told you that ahead of time, you would be thinking, nah, I don't really need that. No, I'm good. I'll just stay right here in my comfort zone. This is where dreams go to die, just so you know. That's why we don't get to know. Because as we move towards it, if we have faith and love, he will just continue to guide us along the way towards that. But don't think of the mistakes that you've been through as events that took you off of that path or prevented you from getting to where you want to go. They were needed to get you where you want to go. You can't get to where you want to go without those mistakes.
Makes sense.
Now, one more thing. This is what I told myself when I was learning technology. I say to myself, okay, Tracy, it's going to take 25 mistakes before you actually get it right. So are you ready? Let's go. Let's knock the mistakes out of the park one by one by one. Are you still here? Did I lose you? That's so weird. She just disappeared. Okay. Spirit's done with you. I'm just kidding. You'll see this afterwards. So I'm just going to finish this statement. And that is that's the way that you look at any hard challenge. You go, okay, I know that I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of mistakes in this. So let's just bang them out of the way. And then when you make that first mistake, you're like 1 down, 24 to go. Woohoo! Here we go. And the more mistakes you make, the happier you get, because the more mistakes you make, the closer you are to getting to where you actually wanted to be in the first place. I hope that makes sense. So funny. Her, just so you know, that's her. I don't think she meant to leave, but her loved one is being so funny. You've all heard me say that if I don't read for them, they will haunt you, or they will haunt me. That's what I mean. And he just said a little while ago, he's like, he was pulling his energy back, and I just kept going. So he's like, no, I told you we were going, so bye. And that's he's being funny. They have a sense of humor, even in death. Okay, so I'm going to do one more here, guys. I think I'm going to do one more. There's somebody is pacing, and I don't know who it's for. They are pacing like a crazy person. You know what? Megan Hill. I think you're kind of a new name around here, too. I do recognize the name a little bit, but there is somebody pacing here around for you, Megan. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey.
How are
Yes.
you?
Good, you?
I'm good. I have a soul here who is not letting me go until you get a message. Are you ready to do this?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to start with a connection exercise, okay? So I want you to put both feet flat on the floor. And then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Wow, Megan, you have an enormous amount of people on the other side. Just saying. It could be because there's so many people in the room around you, but I have a lot of souls stepping forward. Is there somebody you want me to focus on or just see who comes through?
Honestly, just see who pops through.
Okay. All right, well, here we go. I feel like it's family reunion time. Here we go. I've got a younger, I feel like this is a gentleman, but I do hear daddy's hands, which is my symbol for father, father figure, or somebody who's on dad's side of the family that is stepping forward. Feels like he passed before we think of as his time. Now, when I say that, that does not necessarily mean that he was a child when he passed. I will feel that from people if they pass like even 50 or 60. It means that they didn't live till 80 or 90 like we would think of as a long life. I also have two people stepping forward holding hands, which is my symbol that they are married or together here in a physical world. I hear mama, 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 mom screaming at me. I don't know if this is the mother figure that's on the other side or if this is these two people are on mom's side. I'm not exactly sure yet. But this person that passed before we think of as their time, I think I want to start with this person. Do you know who that is to you? The younger,
That you said younger, right?
well, yes, didn't live till 80 or 90 like we would think of as a long
Okay,
life.
that could be like one of about 3 people I could think of.
See why I said that you have a lot of people coming forward. Okay, so this is where they give you the details that help you differentiate who's coming through. I do hear daddy's hands, which is my symbol for father, father figure, or somebody who's on dad's side of the family. So this gentleman is either the dad of one of you guys or he represents himself as a father. Do you know what I mean? Or he's on dad's side of the
I know
family.
exactly what you mean.
Do you know who that is?
It could either be my father or my grandfather on my father's side.
I got your dad, hun. Your dad. He was 50 or 60, somewhere in there when he passed.
He was 60.
There you go. He doesn't want you to ever think of him as old. He's not sad that he passed when he did because he didn't have to get old and gray and lose his mind. He didn't want that. Let me tell you. First thing he
Yeah,
does.
that sounds about right.
Pardon?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, he's showing me his muscles and wanting you to know how strong he is. And he's
Yep.
like blowing so many kisses. Is your mom in the room with you right now?
Right here.
That's why I'm telling you, all I can hear is mom, 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 and I wasn't sure who he was talking to. He's given her bushels of roses and love and chocolates and candy and like every kind of sign of I love you that you can think of. He's so grateful right now. He's like, I'm not gone, sweetheart. I'm still here. I promise you I'm still here. I might be in energy, but I'm still here. He's like, what did you do with my chair? What is this?
Oh my God.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Help me understand. What did that mean?
He had a chair that was his favorite chair, and we still have it.
But it's moved.
It's moved to the corner, but we have it.
He's teasing about tickling somebody every time they sit in that chair. So if you guys sit in that chair, please know that his soul is with you. But I literally feel
Right
him.
here, every time she's here, every chance she gets, she's in that chair.
So when you're sitting in that chair, your husband is tickling you. So when I say that, you notice how when I first sit down and I experience the tickles all over my skin and stuff, right? Energy is not as pronounced in your face as when it's a physical body. So when you're sitting in that chair, notice if all of a sudden you're like scratching everywhere. Why am I so darn itchy? Why is there like something on my head? That's your husband playing with you, letting you know that he's with you in that moment. He shows me that his passing was sudden or unexpected. I see this, which is my symbol for diagnosis, but then I feel like everything happens very quick and I'm on the other side. Do you understand that?
Yes, completely.
He said something about his aftershave. Does somebody still spray his aftershave or have his cologne or his not perfume, but you know what I mean? I can still smell it. I can smell men's aftershave or men's cologne.
I don't have it, but there's been a few times that the aftershave net that he used to use, I've just randomly gotten whiffs that smells identical to it.
That's him. Because they can't communicate. They don't have a physical body to communicate with speech. They communicate with energy, and we interpret the energy around us through our senses. So you will smell him, and there will be no explanation for it. And when that happens, please know that your dad is with you. Honey, he just put the white blanket around your shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody that has health or stress issues. And he kissed your forehead, and he said, a dad never leaves, ever, ever. I don't know what you've been going through recently, but I know that you've been going through a tough time, and he needs you to know that he's on your team on that side. And it's not an accident in the order that these messages are delivered. Spirit today has spent a lot of time teaching you guys how to ask them for help, right? Your dad wants to clarify this a little bit. He's like, listen, you got to think of me now as like your spiritual GPS. Spirit works a lot like your GPS, because this world, our physical reality, our life is governed by free will. That is God's promise to us. That means that we have to choose. So if you pray or you ask your loved ones for help and you do this, tell me what to do. You're not going to get an answer. They're not allowed to tell you what to do. Doing that is the equivalent of opening up your maps feature on your phone and saying, tell me where to eat today. Is it going to tell you where to eat? No. It's going to give you a list of options. But if you put the exact address of where you want to eat in that maps, it's going to give you directions and voice directions along the way. It's going to give you a map and voice directions along the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So be specific, because your dad wants to help you. He wants you to feel his presence, especially around the holidays. He's not missing mom's cooking. Let me tell you, he's not missing that. He put the white blanket around mom's shoulders too, and he's talking about the dreams. So either you've had a dream about him that was a little bit distorted, or you haven't dreamed about him as much as you want to. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Which one is this? Is this that you haven't really dreamt of him yet, or you dreamt of him and it was kind of distorted?
I have dreamt of him.
And do you know what I mean by distorted? Where it's like, sometimes I'll tell you what I mean by. Pardon?
Like pixelated. Almost.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's not exactly what I meant by distorted, but that is definitely distorted. I'll tell you what I mean by this. Our dreams are very literal interpretations of how we feel about our physical reality. So the dead have to be very careful when they come into our life or into our dreams and how they do that. Because if we're not healed yet, then we will misinterpret that message. So here's an example. I had a lady come to see me once, and she was devastated because her mom had passed a month before from a heart attack right in front of her. When this lady came to see me, she said she was bawling her head off, and she wanted to know why her mom was mad at her. Because every night since her mom had passed, she had a dream that her mom was chasing her with a knife and trying to kill her. And she was like, why is my mom mad at me? I don't understand why this is happening. And I was like, sweetheart, your mom is not mad at you at all. You feel like your mom's death killed you. So now when you're dreaming and your mom tries to come to you in your dream, you visualize it as she's killing you. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's not because she's mad at you. It's because that's how you feel about the passing. So your husband wants you to know that first two things. One, you dream about him every night. I'll tell you, this man loves you with a ferocity I've rarely see. And he's overemphasizing that. So if he didn't say that enough in the physical world, let me tell you, he's overemphasizing it now in the afterlife. But he wants you to know that you and him he is with you in your dreams, visiting you every single night. even if you don't remember them. The thing is that if you're alive, you night, because we have to be in a state of REM sleep in order to be healthy. It is literally impossible to live without experiencing REM sleep. We all do. If you don't, you will die after a certain period of time. REM sleep is the state of sleep when you are dreaming. But we don't always remember our dreams because you only remember the dreams that you wake up during. You don't wake up from a dream and go, oh, that one was boring. I want to go to the 1-3 before. No, you remember the dream that you wake up during. So your husband has not woken you up from a dream unless it is one that he's okay with you remembering. Because if you have distorted his presence and felt it in a painful way, then he doesn't want you to wake up from that and feel the loss of him all over again. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you still have his ring, hun? He's showing me a ring.
I have some.
You're kind of breaking up.
I have a few of his rings. I have a few of his rings.
You don't wear them very often, though, do you? They're put away somewhere.
No. Yeah.
Because he's like, would you take them out, melt them down, get them, make something out of them that you like, and then wear it? Because then my soul is with you everywhere you go. They say that a lot. They don't want to have their jewelry in some old jewelry box collecting dust. They want it to be on your finger, on your body, so that every time you look at that jewelry, you feel their presence. And I'm telling you right now, they don't care if it's the jewelry that they had or if you use that same gold and melt it down and make something you like. It's still the same thing. It's theirs. It's their energy imprint is in it, and you will always feel their presence when you look at that jewelry. Please know that he's still with you, that he loves you very much. And he's going to be around for Christmas. So make sure that you still cook. The last thing I want to say about the cooking part is this. Know that your loved ones taste your cooking when they're gone. A lot of wives especially stop cooking when their husbands go. They think, well, he's dead. I don't have to cook for him anymore. Wrong. He's hovering over your shoulder going, damn woman never cooks for me anymore. Let me tell you, they experience what you experience. They taste that steak the same way that you taste your neighbor's steak when he puts it on the grill. Everybody for a 3-block radius tastes that steak, yeah? Your loved ones are still here, just in energetic form. So when you do the things that your husband used to love to do, I promise you his soul is with you. He is very anxiously waiting on the other side for you to get there, and so that he can be the first face that you see. Please know how much he loves the two of you. He just put the heart around you, and I see, again, that's my symbol for healing and reconnection. He's glad that you guys are together right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to let him pull his energy back because you have an enormous amount of loved ones over there and they're all like, okay, my turn, my turn. I'm like, no. I'm done like dinner now. I got to pee so bad. It's not even funny. We're good. But I'll tell you this, that child that I can kind of see in the background has a soul going like this behind you, which is my symbol for named after or just like. So it feels like a different soul. It could be the dad, but it feels like a different soul. All I know is that baby's named after someone. You understand that?
She actually has, yes, one of my cousins that passed away a few years ago, her middle name was Rose, and that's where she got her middle name.
There you go. And I knew it was a different soul. I knew it wasn't your dad's soul. As I'm trying to pull the energy back, she was not going to let me do that without making sure that you knew she was here. And not just that you know she's here, but she knows you named that baby after her. All right, now they're pulling their energy back. I hope that this was helpful, hon.
It was.
All right, you guys, I'm going to let them pull their energy back for now. Danica Williams, I want to apologize in my tarot reading for calling you the wrong name. But I'm trying not to read you yet. You have an important week next week, and I want to read you after that. On the other side of that, your loved ones actually came through in my meditation this morning and said, we're reading Danica next week, not this week, next week. So I was like, okay, that's when we're going to do it. So, but thank you guys all for being here. And I think the next live free readings is going to be on Tuesday. I have a pretty busy weekend, but it'll be on, I'll be back. I'll be back. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon.